Hello students, today I am going to teach you related to the French Revolution. In the previous class I taught you the different state of the France. That was the clergy, nobility and the common. Now today I want to teach you the related to the cause of the French Revolution. There are many causes which are related to the French Revolution. First of all, I want to explain you related to the social cause. Social cause, number one, that is the luxurious life of the king. The life of the king was very much luxury and it was very much miserable condition that he made it. People were suffering a lot because they don't understand what to do. And the public money was lavishly invested in the different sector, different areas without any concern of the public. And the queen was the decision maker. Without any concern, the king was making the suggestion with the queen and she was investing a lot of money on their family members, the gifts that they were giving it to their different territories, family members, those who are ruling in the different other countries. So such type of the situation that the France was suffering. Common people were very much lot of miserable condition they were in suffering. They were in the lot of trouble they were having it. Second one, inequality in the society. That I taught you in the previous class also. In the France, there was a inequality. Some people were in a very VIP categories that they were having it. Some categories they were not. Some categories were lot of privilege that they were having it, but some categories were exempted. In the political rights they were not having it, social right they were not having it. Such right was not provided to common people, those who are living in. So such type of inequalities can be seen in the France. Third, that was a burden of tax. In the previous class I taught you the tax that was imposed. The tax that was imposed by the church, tithe. The tax that was imposed by the state, that was tallies, and the direct tax that was imposed, and time to time the various types of the tax was imposed, and that tax was only imposed to the common people, those who were surviving, those who were not able to give the tax to the state, to the church, though they were suffering a lot. The miserable condition they were suffering in the France. Next is autocratic rule of the France king. Autocratic rule, the very simple meaning, autocratic means dictator. The king of the France was taking the decision for the entire country France with his own. He was not discussing any matter related to the public. He was not discussing the matter related to the public representatives. Final decision was taken by the France king, and the will, whatever the will he was having it, he was imposing on the public. Whatever he think, whatever the types of the tax that he want to impose on the public, he was imposing them, and the people were suffering a lot. Next, I want to make you know about the corruption. So abuse in the judicial system. The judicial system was in the state was confused. The different types of the courts which had overlapping powers, and the posts were also sold. And it was sold by the rich people were purchasing the post by the king. And after that, the judiciary was also doing corruption. They were earning a lot of money and they were also earning the money to give the judgment. So the rich people were becoming rich, and day to day they were becoming very rich. And whatever the punishment that was given, the nobilities and clergy were exempted from the punishment, but the common people were not. they have to suffer, and they were getting the punishment perfectly by the judge. Next is the abuse in the army system. In the army system also it was seen that they were resented in the severe discipline. Some of the poor peoples were not getting the good diets. They were also paid a very low wages. They were not getting the position or rank of the commission. Only the nobles or the clergy, those who were coming, they were getting the promotion. But the common people have to suffer a lot. They were not also qualifying the commanders. Only the nobles were having the right to do so. Next, restriction in the liberty. The peoples were not having the liberty. Peoples were not having the political right. Peoples were suffering a lot. Peoples were not having the, they can't practice the religion. They can't practice the religion in the France. That was the two types of the religion, that is Protestant and the Catholic. They can't experience their religion. They can't practice their religion. They were not tolerant. That they are not having the right to practice the Protestant religion. So such type of the activities that can be seen in the France, and they can't form the association, they can't form any union. So media was also not having the right to speak. Right of speak was only under the control of the king. So these are some of the things that we can see, that the France social life was miserable, and common people were facing a lot of trouble in the country. Next, we are coming to the economic cause. Economic cause, we can see the king, and many times we have discussed about the king. He was a whole and soul. He was working as a leader. He was a final decision maker, and as well as we also discussed related to the economic, that he was using the money and he was misusing the money. And whatever the amount of the currency or the was collected, the tax was collected without any permission, without any discussion, it was misused, and it was not discussed how to spend the money. No system was there. So such type of the things can be seen in the France. So the taxation system of the country was very defective. Nobles and the clergy were exempted for paying the tax, and the burden of tax was also given on the common peoples, those who were least able to bear the tax. The tax was not in a uniform system. Some were having the right to pay, some were not having. Some were exempted, some were having the right from the birth. So they were not having the right to pay the tax. Only the common peoples were suppressed. The pressure was on the common people to pay the tax in the time. And the different types of the tax that was also being paid by the common people only. So we can see the unfair system, unfair distribution of the tax in the France. Administration of the France was also very poor. We can see the administration system was hopeless. It had been divided into the judicial district, educational district, and the church districts. The unit of the administration had overlapping the powers. The result was immense wastage of the energy was there, and delay was there, general inefficiency was there, lot of confusion was there. Administration and the job was also purchased. Job was purchased, that I told you, related to the judges, that those were rich, they were purchasing the jobs as a judge. And rich people were purchasing jobs, a lot of corruption was there, and they were earning a lot of money in the France. And so we can see the rich people were rich and poor people were poor, and lot of burden was also imposed on the import duties and the export duties. That we can say that the import duties and the export duty, that was a octroi duty was imposed. So the business peoples were also suffering a lot in the France. So I hope that you have understood. and many things I will teach you in the next class. Thank you.